latest forecast from Angie Lassman. Angie, good morning. Nice to have you back.
Great to be with you guys, but boy, do we have a busy weekend when it comes to this storm system. It's pretty much a mess. We've got rain, we've got thunderstorms, we've got ice, we've got, of course, the snow that we're going to see cover a lot of area. This is what we're seeing through the day today, though. Notice that heavy snow is basically draped from the Midwest across parts of the Great Lakes and New England. We'll see a wintry mix along with that as well. And then on the warm side of the system, it's severe storms, heavy rain. We'll see that flood risk for a lot of folks as well. And it's not just today. This lasts into tomorrow for a good chunk of the country. We're going to see that snow and wind still be dealing with whiteout conditions across parts of the Great Lakes. That'll be ongoing through your Sunday, making travel difficult across this region in the air and on the roads. Here's the snowfall totals. You'll see upwards of a foot, maybe 1.5 feet in parts of interior New England. That wintry mix, of course, going to leave us with some ice accumulation as well. This will make the roads a mess, and this is going to mean hazardous travel across the Great Lakes and parts of New England through the day tomorrow as well. Big picture look for the flooding concern. We've got the potential to see some really heavy rain, and of course that means that the flooding bullseye is centered right across the Tennessee Valley. We'll also see not just the urban flooding, but the significant river flooding too. So heads up for folks that live in that region. And then we've got, of course, the potential to see 5 to even 6 inches of rain in some of those regions. On top of that, the severe weather, guys, that could be a doozy. We'll see the potential for strong tornadoes through the afternoon and evening hours tonight.
All right, Angie, we'll check back in a bit.
We are following the forecast. It's February, so I guess it's expected that it'll be messy for folks. But when does it warm up for us?
Well, you know what? If you live in the South, I think you're happy. We've got upper 70s, Peter and Laura, in New Orleans. It's going to get cold, though. Notice how this chilly air starts to spill farther south and east as we get into tomorrow. Chicago topping out at just 28 degrees, 40s for Shreveport. Notice these temperatures, single-digit or sub-zero as we roll into next week. Let's look at the weather across the country. Let's see what's happening in your neighborhood. And that's a look at your forecast, guys.
Angie, thank you very much.
You got it.
You were giving me that look like you were going to say something. Still to come right here. Angie's got the forecast. What do you know?
You know what? I've got a lot going on over here when it comes to weather. Specifically, we, of course, have the rain, the snow, the ice that we're going to deal with across much of the east through the day today. One note, we're going to see some of this heavy rain cause some problems when it comes to flooding, but we're already quite active across parts of the Tennessee Valley. Notice those thunderstorms from Memphis to Knoxville and the flood alerts that are up because of that. A flash flood watch for 21 million people extending across this region as this system works farther to the east. When it's all said and done, I think through Sunday, we could see spots that maybe get 5 to 6 inches, widespread areas, even up into the northeast, maybe 1 inch to 2 inches. But still, we're going to watch for the flooding concern through the day today. Specifically, though, across parts of the deep south, that's where we're concerned about some of these storms ramping up and potentially being strong to severe. We have the chance for some of these tornadoes across this region. Specifically, you can see where you see that kind of hatched area of red. That's from Memphis down to Monroeville. That's where we're concerned about those EF2s or stronger tornadoes. On top of that, those gusty winds, as well as the potential for hail across this region. Let's look at the weather across the country. Let's see what's happening in your neighborhood. And that's a look at your forecast, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Angie. Just ahead for you, a trip to Italy with...
We are back with this morning's pop star. Joe was off this morning. Emily has the honors. What's poppin'?
Well, you know what we got to start with? We see all to say, after a certain hour of the night, I just start kind of going along with whatever the chorus is, even if we don't know the words.
That moment was so fun. That was when Snoop Dogg was performing. He sang Gin and Juice, but the smoke behind him told a different story. I mean, this night was, honestly, it was crazy. It was just so many superstars in one place. I've never experienced anything like it.
Yeah, and this is just the beginning of a weekend, a big weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, staying on the theme of music, and of course, Bridgerton.
That was awesome. Thank you.
It was packed.
It was packed. All good.
During the Bridgerton, the ladies all got really quiet.
We're very serious. We take it very seriously. Still to come, our Saturday morning boost for you. This little girl.
Joining us now with the latest forecast. Angie, a lot of folks impacted.
A lot of folks impacted. This is going to impact travel, guys, and it's a multi-threat, multi-day event. So let's start with the wind alerts that have just been piling up essentially this morning. We've got 76 million people across parts of the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast included in this. And notice these wind gusts. They're going to ramp up 40, 50 plus miles per hour here as we get through Sunday. Notice New York City over 50 mile per hour gusts, down trees, down power lines, all a possibility. And that's just one of the threats we're looking at. We've also got the snow and the ice that's going to basically set up from Iowa to New England. We've got the heavy rain on the warm side of the system and the potential for some strong to even severe storms. Tomorrow, this is going to last for folks across this region. It works a little farther to the east, so we'll see that rain kind of shift offshore for the second half of the day. Sunday, but notice these kind of snowy and windy conditions that are going to be centered across New England and the Great Lakes for your Sunday plans too. Totals, as far as our snow is concerned, upwards of a foot in some spots. Parts of eastern Michigan, parts of interior New England going to see really difficult travel. The roads are going to be, of course, covered in snow and ice in some of these spots. The wintry mix leaves us with some icy conditions across parts of the Ohio Valley, as well as parts of the interior New England area. And as I mentioned, the warmer side of the system, it's the rain and the strong storms. Here's where we're watching for the flash flooding, mainly centered across parts of the Tennessee Valley. And you can see why. Spots could receive up to 5, maybe even 6 inches of rain by the time we get through the weekend. And on top of that, last but of course certainly not least, we've got the severe threat. This is going to be centered across the deep south. Memphis to Hattiesburg. I really want you to focus on this here into the afternoon and overnight hours. We'll see the threat of large tornadoes through tonight, guys.
Angie, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, to watchcast from Angie.
Hi, guys. We got a lot going on weather-wise. No surprise there. Perfect, actually, if you want to watch Saturday Night Live tomorrow night, because we've got a kind of a mess of this weather system. We've got the severe threat through the day today and the snow and ice. The western half of the country is where it's much quieter. A little bit of snow in the Rockies. Notice those temperatures, though. They're in the teens and the 10s. These are temperatures that are going to only get worse here across the midsection of the country as the weekend goes on and as we roll into next week. We've got that Arctic chill that's settling in. Here's a look at your Sunday. Notice the 20s and the teens across parts of the Great Lakes. And of course, there's those strong storms that'll still stick with us for parts of the southeast, and that snow and ice that's going to hang on for parts of the Great Lakes and the interior northeast. Still some snow out west, middle of the country, plenty of sunshine. It's going to be pretty nice when it comes to sky conditions. Even as we get into President's Day on Monday with the long weekend, a little snow for the midsection of the country as well. Let's look at the weather across the country. Let's see what's happening in your neighborhood. And that's a look at your forecast, guys.
Angie, thank you for that. Still ahead, the hottest items from clothes to skincare.
That'll do it for us on a Saturday morning. Saturday night turns to Sunday night this week. An epic 50th anniversary special tomorrow.
It's going to be so
good.
Can't wait.
So much fun.
A little more cowbell.
Yeah.
It's coming.
There's never too much cowbell.
Never too much cowbell.
Emily, we love having you with us.
Yeah, we're so glad
the best
you're
way
here.
to start my weekend.
Yeah.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
See you guys.